Welcome, everyone, to the 2024 Upstarts tournament for the Z2R randomizer brackets. Round one here, the top 8 seeds, 2 of our top 8 seeds at least, game 1 for them in the best of 3 series. My name is Mariah, the Bootleg Restream here. Joining me for the first time is me, Think So. How we doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and let me make sure that we're on the stream here. I didn't have any names there. There we go. Okay, fantastic. I'm excited for this race. I think everything is set up. You're ready. I'm ready. We're ready. The audience is ready. Let's get our runners started here. And we will start the timer when we see them go live. All right, 15-second countdown on their end. And again, we will kick this off. Oh, I forgot. My bosses are lit up by default. Apologies, folks. My tracker's a little different than everyone else's trackers. But again, they'll be going live any moment now. We'll just kind of start the timer there. There we go. Okay. We're going to go with Rywek's audio first. And chat can let us know if the audio mix is good between all of us.
Looks like we have a trophy came right off the start here.
Yeah, I think I saw what looked like islands kind of right off the bat. Again, I'm looking around a lot to make sure things aren't falling apart as the restream starts off, but I think everything is good, and I think we had some islands there. But you know what? I don't mean to spoil it, but anyone watching this in order, you are doing some recon work right now, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I have a vested interest in how this race turns out.
Yeah, this is game 1. They've only got a few days left here, so game 1 for them tonight. And I think tomorrow as well, early or late afternoon if you're East Coast, early evening, or closer to like just straight afternoon if you're West Coast. They're going to be doing their game 2. So no one's going home tonight. No one's getting kicked out tonight. This is just game 1. Got to turn Rywek down a smidge here. Okay. And what? Okay, hammer in Magic Container Cave there for our runners. Yes, 2 item caves so far. 1 palace. Yeah, raft tile down here. Got ourselves a P5. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Death Mountain with a bridge connector.
All right, so
and Maze Island. Wow.
So that was
right open at the start here.
So that was, wow, that was a cave to the maze, a cave to DM, and from DM we had the maze. Okay. Or no. Did I have that backwards?
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
And then there's still a bridge on DM, so I'm curious to see if that's going to the east or not. Or if we're going to have to find that raft.
Oh, so we had cave west to DM, and then DM cave to east. I mean, not to east, to maze. Jesus. I try to track. I try to track the connectors there as we see, and I always miss things here and there.
Yeah,
okay.
There was a raft at the bottom of the west, and it looks like that's going to Maze Island. Yeah, we got that.
Okay, I think we're situated there. We've got, is this another islands east here? So, okay, we got a River Devil block, kind of, maybe. I think that's a pass-through headed south, so probably not a River Devil block. Yeah, Rywek trying to do a little digging around here on the maze, yet to find a drop.
Looks like T8 popped into Old Pseudo, but didn't look to see what it was. Maybe he's a little scared of that MOA.
Yeah, that might... Yeah, well, that might be a one-shot at Life 2. That could be pretty rough. Those MOAs hit so hard on the east. Speaking of hitting hard, that Lizolfo, I think, caught Rywek there. Is he stuck here? He got hit by something and took a death and got sent back to the start of the screen. Oh, this is an invulnerable Octorok in a terrible position. Okay, that's what that is.
That's nasty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, he's getting hit by that Lizalfa there. I think the play would have been to bring him back to the platform and gain some height on the Lizalfa and just be able to do a little very simple neutral jump over him.
Looks like we'll get some more west exploration in the meantime.
Yeah. We gotta... Oh, go west. Here's a hint. Go west, find the hammer. Thanks a lot.
Gotta love it.
We got a three-eyed rock on the east as well. I guess we should be looking out for our palaces and our towns and I guess our caves to see what we have available and what might be hidden.
Yeah, I think that was a P4 on the east that TA was trying to grind up a little bit.
Yeah, and then he gets a 700-point P-bag there from that one encounter. So a few more levels for him sitting there at 312. So I can see the cams of the runners and Rywek kind of given like a what am I doing move right there. I'm going to call that out because he got the hint earlier in that town and there's only one hint per town and he went in for an additional hint there at the end. He's like, what am I doing? We already got a hint out of here. So
yeah, I must have a little bit of those braggart nerves.
Yeah. First live race for these runners. We've been doing 6 weeks of async up to this point. So we've got our first live race for the runners, and it really is. This is a new game for both of them. The Upstarts tournament is for new players, and yeah, absolutely. I know that too often.
Be intimidating on restream too.
Yes.
You're not used to it.
Ooh, Chie with the neutral jump over the blue Lizalfa for another $700 there. Is he going to try to fight him, or is he invulnerable? I think he hasn't tried to fight him. Oh, a level right as he jumps. Mid-jump taking levels. No. Oh, man. That's probably...
Oh, no.
Wow. Okay.
He made it.
Oh, that was... Yeah, I was going to say, Rywek seeing Heart Container Cave here. Yeah, both of our runners beeping. Oh man, Rywek just getting hit by some boomerangs here. As always, chat. If or me think so. If you see anything that I've missed in tracking here, please just call it out. I'm kind of all over the place with my eyes, so I will look away constantly when we are about to pick up an item at any point in time.
These islands are actually pretty open, so I'm kind of curious if these boots are gonna be pretty buried. Actually.
Yeah. I do like to see, I mean, we constantly talk about it over the years with islands biomes, is that they tend to be pretty free where the boots are just readily available in one of the first few caves you find in the west, but not yet so far. Unless they're here, they're not here. Okay.
300 from that one.
Yeah, some pretty nice P-bags we're picking up here. TA trying to get to this desert tile. He's doing encounter skips. I like that. Those are some tougher encounters there. Ooh, trophy. Okay. Another town? 2 towns. Oh,
I did not catch that.
Yeah, I didn't. It was Jump and Rudo, but I didn't see what was in Darunia there. If anyone in chat saw that. It looked like TA walked past the sign, hit start to pause, and then it was reflect. Okay, so we've got vanilla spells, vanilla jump and Rudo, vanilla reflect in Darunia. I think he felt he didn't want to go back through that double Darunia encounter, and just up and A from there, come back west.
Rywek just picked up the trophy hint, though we know where that is.
Yeah, did we see a hint for the magic key there from that?
I think we did, but I missed where it was. Was it
We'll defer to chat.
West. Yeah,
DM key. DM key. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that well, we have the hammer now. So if someone wanted to go do that, they could. We don't know where Fairy's at. What do we have available? We've got Mito. We've got Saria. Meteor is going to be medicine. Saria will be free. I don't know if we could get to anywhere else on the east if it's in Old Kasuto. Like you said earlier, I think TA just walked in there, didn't want to deal with the MOA potential game over situation there. And so we didn't see what was in Old Kasuto as far as I can tell. He also doesn't have it marked on his tracker, which I can see on his own stream here. We also have, what do we have left on the west? We have Medicine Cave. We have the Grass Tile coming up here on Rywek's side. We have, I think the Pillar P-Bag Cave we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Based on my own tracker, but I might have missed a few things.
Wow, just a lot of P-Bags around here. Oh, Rywek turning his back to the... Oh, and a game over! Oh, no!
Ouch.
That could have been a fat $700 right there. I didn't even notice this red Dyra in Heart Container Cave earlier that Rywek took care of. I just remembered that there were two blue Gorillas back here. Nice castable life spell at level 2. Oh, here's our Medicine Cave. Okay. Yeah, TA in a slightly better position. Just slightly better because... I mean, Rywek has managed to have 3-2-3 on his levels. He's about to be 3-3-3. And TA is sitting at 3-3-4, even after getting the extra 700-point P-Bag off of the East. And so he's got a little advantage, but not too much.
Yeah, and I think once Rywek makes his way through the rest of the East and finds those two 700 P-Bag, he's going to catch up real quick.
Yeah. I'm going to mark TA with jump here. He's got that trophy off the desert tile. He'll be able to just turn this in. And when we see Mito, he's going to be able to get down stab, which is going to be an advantage, assuming Mito's not boots blocked somewhere. Whereas if Rywek sees Mito now, he won't be able to get anything out of there. Yeah, throwing this out to chat here. There's probably plenty of people who watch who don't have a lot of channel points at all to give because we're on the bootleg restream here. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't see the prediction stuff here, but probably a lot of Rywek people tuning in and yeah, not being a normal bootleg restreamer enjoyer here. It's okay. It's okay. I guess I could have put up their seed numbers here in their names. I did set this up at the last minute. I was a little behind in setting all this up. But Rywek is the 7th seed. He's the 7th seed, I believe, and ta909 is the 2nd seed.
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently, the good exchange rate on the Rywek to TA channel points here. Now, I don't know if I like this that Rywek's doing. I don't know how many keys he has in his pocket. And we did determine this to be P5, I believe. So this is quite the gamble here, especially because A, we know that the magic key is sitting in Death Mountain, and B, we know how to get to Death Mountain, and we have all of the tools required to completely clear the place out. So if we really wanted that magic key to get into Palace progression, to be in progression logically into Palaces, then there's one of the tickets is just kind of sitting in DM somewhere.
Yeah, and that blue iron metal is not making it any easier. Either.
No. Oh, well, here's the item room. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be a magic key. It's a death.
Ooh.
No.
Is that okay?
I didn't see what was in Saria either. It did look like it might have been blocking something. We may need a Bagu. I'm not entirely sure there. I was kind of watching Rywek.
It's a magic container for Rywek.
Yeah, not necessarily a huge game changer there. Yeah, if it was the glove, that would have been huge, though. Although not too hidden, so this would have been something that TA would have found pretty early on if he dove 5 as well. Now, TA was just on that grass tile, confirming that it was a 700-point P-Bag that Rywek did take a game over right before getting. And he left he left a small key behind on the ground, not picking that up, so unsure of why that happened there.
It seems like kind of a bold move to me.
Yeah. And if anyone in chat saw what was in Saria, I'm not sure if we even went in for a check. We might have been on the backside of Saria, and he might have not even walked to the signpost, so also a possibility. Oh, Fairy was in Saria. Okay. Wow, we also have 700-point P-Bags in the drop pool, as well as just the large P-Bags sitting around in caves and other item locations. A lot of experience to be had here. So we've gone through 2 doors now. I'm unsure of how many more. There is a glove block going left in this room for Rywek, but I'm unsure of how many more keys he has remaining.
There's the other one. Is that the other side of that?
Yeah, that's the other side of the room. So just a complete loop. Oh, I hope he doesn't. Oh, he might be leaving thinking glove block, but that's the same room. Okay, yeah. Come back to DM, exactly. Now, this is something I think that, like, it's easy to understand the randomized overworlds after a point in time in Z2R. You know what you're looking for, how many caves, how many towns, how many palaces, etc. And you kind of understand that you just walk around to find things. But in, we're not sticking around in DM, but in DM, you have to decode all of these caves. And so DM can be a little daunting, I think, for some of these newer runners.
Looks like TA found a pass-through cave to get to the other side of Saria's here, so he's going to be picking up that ferry.
Yeah, he went through Fairy Cave in reverse, and it did take him over here. So it might have been a reason why he decided to not pick up that key. But still, if Fairy is expensive, you know, those extra keys in your pocket are very beneficial to getting through all these doors. And I'm still not even sure we've seen Mito yet. I would imagine we would have grabbed Downstab had we seen it. Looks like it's 50-something to cast, I believe. I guess we'll see it. It looks like he's about to walk out of... might be walking out the west side of Saria here. Rywek hanging out in the east here, gonna look around. Having not seen, yeah, that's almost all of his magic there for TA. Not having seen Saria for Rywek though is gonna be a little punishing. All the palace progression is either in DM for the magic key or in Saria for the fairy spell, as TA's walking into his first palace here, completely in logic. It should be a pretty easy one to complete at that.
Item room right from the start.
Yeah, the only real thing that's going to stop us here is going to be a glove, but okay, all right.
There you go, boots.
That is going to help all of our progression on the east and the west, seeing as we have 2 islands biomes, and this has given TA quite the boost here.
That is a huge find.
I don't know if we've seen both palaces on the east. I don't think we have. I mean, both palaces outside of Death Valley, that is. And so maybe that 3-eyed rock is going to come into play. Not 100% sure. There's still room for, like, by no means, it's only 18 minutes into the race here. Rywek is not, like, dead in the water or anything, but TA does have a definite lead here with everything that he's got, but it could be something that trips him up along the way. We'll just have to keep watching and see how this plays out. Oh no! Glove block in 1, I think. That same room that I called out in 5, we just saw in 1, and this is the 4-way elevator at start. This is going to be the item room. Yeah, glove block in 5, unless I'm missing 1 extra direction. So Tia is going to go back to the right here. I think this is a forced down. This is a vanilla room here. Yeah, this is an elevator down. He's got a right and a left, and the left is a glove block. And, yeah, so, I mean, there you go. If Rywek can somehow pull out like a, maybe like a find of Nukasudo or something, and maybe the glove is just sitting somewhere in the open, he'll have a bit of an advantage when he starts with big palaces.
Yeah, there it is. And one more palace here. This must be 2 then.
Yeah, it looks like 1, 2, and 5 then on the west, and then I didn't see what was on the maze, whether that was GP or whether that was 3 or 6. And then we saw 4 on the east, I believe. Or, yeah, 4 on the east. So Rywek doing the jump attack here on the orange Lizalfos, and I will say that the crouching falling stab on the oranges and the reds is the way that you want to approach those enemies. The jump attack on the blues is the way to go, but the falling crouching stab is best for the oranges and the reds. All right, Rywek with some pause strats there. That was really nice to not get caught in another lava encounter there. As you saw, there was a invisible Moa and an invulnerable Octorok there to troll him as well. Tia kind of bodying a lot of damage here. He's already taken 1 death. He's a sliver that he's taken a second death now. We still yet to see the item or the boss room in this P2.
Yeah, this is a tough room with those little horsehead guys. Can't really keep the same rhythm with them. You're constantly changing.
Yeah.
Your elevation.
If you get them to pop out right as you're falling down the step, they're going to be spawning higher than where you want them to be. Rywek going to push through these 2 Daruni encounters. This is going to be... There's always 2 of these. They're always paired together. And the first one, or I guess the one on the right, I think it's always the one on the right, no matter the way that they are, or the one on the bottom if they're vertical. But one of them, regardless, is always more difficult than the other. It always has a generator enemy in there, so we just saw that in the previous one with the bubbles coming from the ground. That means the second one should be a little bit easier, but doesn't mean that the enemy set's going to be easier. But he makes it, and he gets his trophy. Okay, so we might be going all the way in for a hint for the kid here.
You even can short work a helmet head.
Yeah, that attack 4 looks like it's doing pretty good. First gem on the board here, just after the 22-minute mark for TA. Yeah, we can't get upstab. We still have no fairy, no jump for Rywek. But we are going to get the child hint. East, okay. Well, the boots from 1 are probably going to play a big role in getting that. Are we back to the east again? Are we still in the west for Tia? I think we're still in the west. But we did see the water tile right next to the desert tile. So Tia's already seen that as well. He knows where that's at. We haven't seen Nukasudo yet. We don't know if it's blocked. It could be behind that 3-eyed rock. But that also has 2 of our eastern locations in it as far as the randomizer is concerned when it comes to hints.
I'm sure TA is searching down for Mido right now.
Yeah, that could be true. That could be true. It looks like it is potentially boots blocked way down here in the southwest corner. Although I think he's going to check this cave first, see if it's the medicine. Yeah, at this point it's coming down to where is Thunder. Thunder's either going to be... Again, he doesn't know Old Kasudo because he didn't check the sign. We haven't seen New Kasudo, and we just got to Mito but didn't check the sign. So there's our 3 last towns, I believe. I guess we also didn't see Naburu, so Yeah, I guess we have 4 towns left.
Boots were in Palace 1.
Yeah, pretty big find in there, especially for these islands, biomes, and even if we can't finish the palace, getting those boots out of there was very, very nice for TA.
Oh, thunder.
Oh, it is thunder, yeah. We're looking for this medicine, then he's going to get down stab, and we're going to see where this medicine is hiding. Still no glove hint of... Oh, okay. Wow, we've had a lot of hearts. So we've had P-bags and hearts on the west here. We just got another heart in that Pillar P-bag cave. We had a heart very early on somewhere. Heart in P2. Anyway, we're missing one more heart somewhere else. So yeah, we've got 3 of our 4 hearts from the overworld already discovered here. Oh, I didn't see. I'm sorry, I didn't see where that
was.
hint...
That's Barba.
Okay, P6. P6 medicine. Yeah, and Rywek here is pushing through Fairy Cave in reverse. He's going to take this drop. He's got 2 orange Dyras over here that he's going to have to deal with. And I don't know what's behind them. But he makes it, and he does. He is going to be rewarded with Fairy. Oh, I see why we didn't check Medicine Cave early on, because it was hammer block. Okay. Okay, see, now we're going back for keys. He left it one in the grass tile that one time, but now that we have an expensive fairy cost, I'm sure he's like, well, maybe I should have picked that key up before. Now, this is something I kind of say from time to time, is that diving palaces out of logic can be a little punishing, like Rywek was doing that earlier on. He got lucky with that magic container. It's a pretty good find, given that Fairy is an expensive cast here. But, you know, he kind of was doing some other stuff, as opposed to just looking for towns and trying to get himself into progression, especially after seeing the magic key hint. No one has gone into DM just after that magic key, so I don't know. That's a little interesting. And again, it could be bait. That could be a pretty terrible DM to dig around in. But I think
when there's keys in the drop pool, like,
yes.
it is a bit of a gamble to try and dig that out.
Yeah, if we had like medicine in DM, then there's a reason to start really digging in there right now.
Then again, we still don't know where our boots are, so maybe the boots are over there too. Or not boots, sorry, the glove.
The glove, yeah. The other piece of the leather set.
Yes.
All right, well, Rywek, not going to be too far behind here. Going into one, going to see the glove block, but also going to get the boots right here. Oh, not checking all the way down in the elevator.
Oh, why? No. Well, he'll get glove block, so he'll have to go back there.
Yeah. TA not grabbing the child hint, but it could be right here on this water tile. Okay, it is not. All right, gonna be boots for Rywek here in a moment. Upstab for TA. We don't have anything on the tracker to indicate upstab, downstab. Not a big deal, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Rywek didn't think that path on the right was a pass-through. Like, he must have thought it was a dead end.
Yeah,
He turned around.
Yeah, that was interesting. I did notice that as well. And I think that was an accidental fairy cast based on his reaction on his camera there.
Yeah, that does loop around, so he probably knows where he is now.
Yeah, I hope so.
There's his glove block.
Oh, there's our other palace. It is... Oh, it's not boots locked down there. You could get down there without the boots. Okay, so both palaces outside of Death Valley are available, so we're not going to have a Three-Eyed Rock palace block. But we still have yet to find New Kasuto, which is going to have the child in it. No, we haven't seen Risen either, have we? We saw Sunken, we saw Desert, now we've seen Water. We haven't seen Risen, and we haven't seen anything in New Kasuto. Rywek is out of this one. He's going to walk into this two. Unfortunately, we do know there's just a heart in here. But at the very least, the boss is accessible. Oh, looks like jump and fire are combined there.
There's New Kasuto with shield.
Yeah, was that complete? That was on its own little island there. Ooh, 6 magic containers to get into the basement. We do have a spell. Can we cast it at Magic 4, though? I don't know. I haven't seen its cost. It doesn't have to be castable right now. It could be very expensive.
It'd be interesting if it's holding the child.
Oh, again, very fast menuing here. I did not get a chance to see how much spell cost. It is in the bottom slot, if anyone checks that menu.
He ain't not checking spell tower, so maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, probably a good indicator it's not castable. Rywek going left in this room. I know TA went to the right because he took a death on that blue iron knuckle and then continued on after that. And that, I think, eventually led to the boss. So we'll see if this takes... Okay, Rywek has just been looped around. He did see the left side of this room just a moment ago. You know, we could actually have Risen Peabag Cave under Three-Eyed Rock. So that could be our child after all. It's either going to be... Well, I guess we don't know. We still could be any of the 3 locations we have remaining. This could be a heart here for Rywek. More life is never really a bad thing, though. I think that's what TA's looking for. I think he's looking for Risen Peabag Cave, but not entirely sure that it's out there right now.
Just be there on Three-Eyed Rock. Now he's doing the Death Valley play.
Yeah, so it must have been 3 or 6 on the maze. I'm not 100% sure that TA even looked at that. I think Rywek was the only one who dug into the maze a little bit, but then again, we still have both maze options, both items available out there. Neither one of the runners found anything. I think TA just saw it, backed out of it, and then hit the bridge and hit the east early on. And we saw Rywek dig around for a little bit and took a death early on there. It's a little punishing on the maze. The enemies hit pretty hard at lower life levels, and so I think he either game overed or he just up and ate out of there. And so we didn't see anything on the maze either. Still some stuff out there. And as like you said earlier, we could have both key and glove in DM. I think Rywek's got another room or 2 here before he sees the boss. So he'll do a full clear of 2. TA probably not going to return to 2. I don't think he wants that heart. He got that hint out of Mito, I think, is where that hint came from. That helmet head guards the heart or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, Rywek should be close here.
Okay, we swear it's one more room. It's coming up.
One more room.
Kind of trolly, though. Gotta watch out. Hopefully these Bagos don't spawn. They're good. Okay, he's good.
Yeah, it was the elevator down here. I think that was Helmet Head.
So we did make it into this Death Valley Palace. Again, 3 or 6 here. For anyone not used to identifying palaces, we're looking for a window that will indicate whether we're in which palace we're in, or we're looking for a boss, or we're looking for an item in this case. We do have a hint that Barba has the medicine, so if we see the medicine before we see a window or the boss, then we know that we are in P6. All right, 455 for Rywek and 445 for TA. I guess we've got our answers which palace we're in. There was a window, okay. Spell is now 51 at Magic 4. Okay. We might see a return trip there, but I don't know. I don't know just yet. Like, we need Reflect eventually, but Darunia is right next door to P4. And so at any point, you can just return the kid and then do P4, especially with GP being just south of Darunia and just southwest of P4. You can really just save P4 for last. So I think unless we get a flute to check Three-Eyed Rock, I think we might just be waiting till we get 6 magic containers to return to Nukusudo, at least for TA so far.
I think that makes sense. Oh wait, did he go back into 3?
Yeah, he hasn't seen the item. Could be glove, could be flute. I also don't know if TA has checked the jump spell and seen that it's fire. I know that when he got downstep, he used fairy. And so, if he sees fire, which I guess at this point would be Naburu, he might go in for it. Or he might just check the spell he's got already and then see that he does have fire through jump.
Upped into fairy there instead of jump.
Yeah, the I don't have time for this room move. Oh, had he just checked to the right, he would have seen this item room on the first trip through, and it's the flute.
It's the flute.
Oh, he's gonna. Oh, he's saving because he's in Death Valley, right?
Yeah.
I think Rywek is looking for Mito now as well. Just trying to. Oh, he's also looking for that last item cave. He'll find it all down here in the southwest in a moment. Oh, TA going to the maze first, so he knows that's 6 then. But we're looking around for stuff. And with the boots, he can follow that river around and kind of bypass some of these encounters. I got it. Oh, we know that the raft goes west. Right, we do know that.
Yes.
We saw that earlier. You're almost there, Rywek. Just down here. A little bit further south. There it is. There's that last cave, and Mito's just south of it. Yeah, probably wanted downstep before the 38-minute mark, but nonetheless, he hasn't really been slowed too much by not having it. I think this was the last encounter we saw on Rywek's side as TA pushes through here. At this point, we want potentially magic containers. We either to get into the basement or to just have more magic available to us. Oh, man, there are pee bags everywhere.
Oh
my God. Pea bags and hearts all day long. Oh, both drops right here.
Wow.
In this. Yeah, this is wild. Oh,
It's the glove.
wow. There it is. Okay. So he's not going to back it up out of there and go to 6. I think he's got a potentially freer walk to just get back there and just. I think it's free to walk from the cave to the palace.
I think he's. He's going to 5. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Rywek checked that cave that was there. His tracker is in broadcast mode, so I don't know if he has seen that cave. Like, he doesn't have the caves showing as marked off. Or at least they're not available on the stream. But the last thing he has marked down, I believe, is Helmet Head, so... But he's also found Hammer Cave here, so we'll see if this is the key, if it was sitting here all along, or if it's something else. At this point, though, I guess a magic container would maybe be the best thing for him, knowing that the flute and the glove are not here.
He hasn't seen New Casino yet, so he can clear that all out in one go.
Yeah, that would be
If
really
this is-
nice. We did, well, I was going to say we did have that glove block in 5, but we did determine that it was nothing. It was just a loop into itself. So I guess we'll see if we can reach Guma. We do have shield. We do have life. Okay.
Yeah.
Key is nice. How much fairy is still 49 at Magic 5? Wow. So, could come into play if this is a longer P5. If we're burning through shield cast, we know there's a door right here that he can't get through. He doesn't have 49 to cast, so now he's got to take a death. And we're only like 4 or 5 rooms into P5 right now. I mean, at this point, when we have random magic costs, Fairy actually doesn't have to come down anymore. 49 could be its final number. So that tends to make things interesting when you have an expensive Fairy cast cost and people are relying on it for most of their progression through palaces. You really have to figure out how to manage those resources. And we do have a vertical caldera here. We did see Rywek walking into this cave, and we can see the little lake surrounded by forest up there. We'll see if we find a rock. There could be a rock just sitting right here in the caldera. No.
Not today.
These are a little trickier to navigate. I don't know if he pushed too far to the west or the east to see if there was a rock down in those little corner areas. He might just kind of luck out. It might just be sitting up here as we pop out of this cave. But then again, it could be buried in one of the corners that are in the southeast or southwest. And same up here. It could be in the northwest or northeast. He kind of... In these vertical calderas, there's always more caves that you tend to have to walk through. They're always a little busier. I guess I'm just a little glad that we didn't have islands for all 3 of our biomes here. Otherwise, the runners would just be... This would just be too easy.
Nice to have a little variety.
Okay, there's a little bit left over here that he hasn't seen yet. If it's not over here, I think it's going to be on the south side. Yeah, so coming back to what I was talking about in this P5 with the expensive fairy cast cost, TA has taken 2 deaths already. He's out. He is out at that point. He just got that level, and he's done. Because at a minimum... Well, no, wait. In this flag set, we still have bosses dropping keys. So I guess all you have to do is make it to the boss successfully, and then you're good in that regard. Okay, yeah. I forgot about that. I was thinking that bosses no longer drop keys, but that's not true. But anyway, he was down to his last life. He had taken a death in the room prior, fallen into the lava there, and had taken a death to get through a door. So he's down to his final life, and looks like he's still a little bit of digging to go in that P5. So good for Rywek there, giving Rywek back a little bit of time when he was in here earlier, doing that dig.
Rywek hit a dead end on the north end of Death Mountain, so now he's fully clearing the bottom half here now.
And there it is,
Oh,
right?
there it
Yeah,
is.
there it is. And you're like, just wasted all that time.
And it's the cross. Useful, but probably not what he's looking for.
Yeah, at this stage, yeah. Hard to grade. I mean, we have GP on the east, and when you have GP on the east, you can have invisible MOAs. If GP is anywhere else, you can't have invisible MOAs. So, if there are invisible MOAs that are trolling the runners in our Great Palace here later today, that cross could come in handy there. I don't think it's going to help too much in the overworld right now. Could have helped earlier on, seeing as we do have invisible MOAs, but right now we've got plenty of levels and fairy cast to get us out of bad encounters, so cross a little less useful for overworld, but still could work out in GP. Yeah, we saw our windows there. We knew we were in 6 already because we had seen 3, but seeing the windows there in the previous room for Rywek, that's the first elevator room there. The jail bar windows indicating we are in P6. Oh, and he's looped, looks like he's looped around back to that first elevator room. Up TA going back for that key.
Gotta get those keys now.
I don't know if TA saw that loop in the beginning. I wasn't watching his P6 too much there. Oh, it's not the same elevator. Oh, and TA's now into this elevator. What is... Wow.
That's confusing.
Okay, so I think TA looped around. Okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll just wait and see what TA does, because he's about to see the same left side of this room.
Oh, I was about to say they're both taking the upper path. Oh, TA's not sure where they're going.
Yeah.
Taking the upper path.
I'm not sure where he should go either. I'm not sure what the beginning of the palace looked like exactly here. I want to say we had 2 of those rooms, and they're completely separate from each other.
I think he was trying to figure out in his head, like, have I seen this room already?
Yeah,
Am I actually looping or not?
Yeah, this room that Rywek took the death in, this is like, this is not a good enemy. This enemy as a generator is just the worst thing in this game. For some of these rooms, it just makes some of these rooms overly difficult.
Picking up his medicine.
Yeah, TA following path. I
Free.
think it's either the next room or... No, right there. They're in the same room. Okay.
They're almost high-fiving here.
Oh, wow.
Sarva.
Oh, wait. Yeah, TA just... I thought he walked past the medicine. I marked it on his tracker, and I'm like, wait, did he go pick that up? That was fast. But no, he didn't, and he's walking it back now.
On his last life.
Yeah, this didn't look too deep in the palace, but still, I mean, this was probably 8 or 9 rooms, which is, you know, a minute, 2-3 minutes that you don't want to have to do again.
It looks like Barba rolled high on his health, too.
Both of them got similar techniques here. The two jump attacks, the dodge the fire, go high, and then
First
go
card
low.
down. Starting to make some progress.
I think TA is getting one more hit there. He's going too high, dodge the fire, too high, and then try to get the low one in. Rywek is just doing too high, dodge the fire, one high, one low. Dueling Barbas, same attack level. Oh man, this is great.
Oh no.
What just happened? Oh no.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at his stream directly, but you can feel the frustration in that pause there.
Yeah, he turned his camera off a few minutes ago, but right at the game over, as he restarted P6, he did turn his camera back on, so I missed any reaction that would have occurred there. And this is where, yeah, okay, right. So this is this same room at the start of the palace. I was right, and Rywek kind of gave a, hold on, is this two copies of the same room? And it is, yeah. Yeah, so TA got 3 gems down out of the 6 we need. Probably going to head over to P1, I would imagine, to finish off Horsehead. Although it looks like he's headed back to Mito to get Thunder, I think. Then he'll probably go P1 and then maybe P5? Or maybe he'll try that flute. He still doesn't have 6 containers to get into the basement, but he can try the flute at Three-Eyed Rock, and he can try the Spell Tower in Nukusudo, but if neither one of those are the kid, he is going to have to find a 6th container to get into that basement.
There's not too many places open still to have containers, so it shouldn't be too hard to find them.
Yeah, what are we looking at? We're looking at P4. We're looking at, I guess we're looking at
the other two
yeah.
places in the east.
Yeah, so it seems like I guess you'll be rewarded no matter which way you do things here. Back in P1 for TA, and back in the Barba for Rywek here. That is kind of a test, though. It's like, if you've got a really high attack and you can get through Barba fairly quickly, you know, you don't really need a lot of stamina, so to speak, to make it through the fight, but all of a sudden, when Barba takes a whole bunch of hits, it's like, can you maintain dodging the fire, not falling into the lava for the duration of the fight? Sometimes your hands get a little tired. Fingers get a little tired, you're just tired mentally, you mistime something, and next thing you know, you've gotten hit by the fire, and you get knocked into the lava, and that's it.
Definitely an endurance test.
Yeah. Yes, endurance, much better word than stamina there.
It's definitely one of those things where if like you practice getting those extra hits on Barba, like it's hard to get those hits in, but if you can actually pull it off consistently, it just makes the fight faster and you're less likely to screw up because you're just doing less cycles.
No, TA's got to be careful he doesn't downstab through this breakable bridge here. He's back into this P5. Oh no. So he's gonna have to, well, if there's a key at the back of this room, he can get back out on the right side, moving right. But he did, that room's a little weird over here that he's about to walk into. It's got a door in a spot that is awkwardly placed, and if you walk into this room from the right with a key, you automatically use your key on that door. But if you don't have a key, you'll just get pushed through because the game just pushes Link forward no matter what. So you get pushed to the door, and so he got pushed to the door as we saw, and then he had the ferry back through because he had just seen that dead end. So that cost him more magic there. Although we can get the refill right here. Okay.
Here's the blood for Rywek.
Yeah, he's going to be happy to see this. All right, so we have found Gooma. Oh, I'm not Gooma. Horsehead. Totally forgot where we were here. Totally forgot where we were.
Oh, this was P5 too. I think the colors might be similar.
Yes, they are very similar. Rywek can be turning in his medicine for Thunder as well. I didn't catch the cost on TA's side. TA still only having 5 containers, so 80 magic total. Same thing with Rywek. I imagine we'll be finding containers at some point here.
Now he's in 5.
And I completely missed the cost again, so. Yeah, I don't think Rywek has checked this cave yet. Yeah, this is going to be another heart. This is going to be his 8th, or is it a heart or P bag? I think it's a heart.
I think it's a heart, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is his 8th heart here. Yeah, I thought we knew where all the hearts were when I was recounting them earlier, but I wasn't entirely sure. They both had 6. And then one came out of 2. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, we do know where they're all at because TA did not get the heart out of 2.
A5 on Fairy.
Yeah, Fairy has definitely come down in cost here, so that is good news for TA. Seeing a lot of the same rooms here in these palaces. That tends to happen from time to time. The randomizer just picks a bunch of rooms, populate a pool with, and see a lot of the same stuff. All right, Rywek headed left here at start. We know this is going to take him I guess, yeah, this does all loop around. Yeah. Yeah, he's just got to hold left here. That's right.
Not the same amount of time, too. Oh, but...
Oh, no, he has forgotten.
Forgot the loop. Or did he?
Oh, another dead end for TA there. Had to use Fairy to get through that room. Got a Fairy back out of there. Just gotta always consider that going in on Gooma, you might want to shield cast. You might be tapping into that life spell if you take a few bops from him. And so, again, boss is dropping keys. Not too big of a deal. There's another key right there in that room that TA is in. He might pick that up. But Yeah, there's always a little some consideration to using additional resources in a palace like P5 or P6. Or even P4, I guess, requiring reflect. As you say, is Rywek gonna... Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is... Unfortunately, he did spend his key there, and he's gonna do the same thing, see the same room that TA did there, this dead end. TA did pick up that key from that previous room. This is an elevator down. This could be our Guma here. No, but it is a fairy glove block, so had we made it this far without the glove, definitely would have had to cast fairy to get through this room as well. Rywek not going to refill on that that jar there. I guess not too big of a deal. He's probably almost done with one and doesn't have to rely on fairy. He does have the key after all. All right, Guma kind of deep in here.
That 64 I saw in Thunder?
Yeah, once again, not watching. I was watching, I did see the menu open, but, uh-oh. Making a few hits for TA. He shielded. Attack 5, though. Looks like he's got a few more hits left. For both him and Guma. And I'm watching for the... I am watching for that menu to open on Rywek's side, and I'm just not catching it there. Anyway, nice fight for TA on Guma here. He's going to place his 5th gem. Gotta go get the kids somewhere. Again, we've essentially just broken it down to it being that the magic containers are pretty much in all the locations in the east, and maybe P4 as well. And so... TA just needs one more, so does Rywek, just need one more to get that basement check. If the child is locked in the basement today. Could just be magic blocked magic as well. Are we going to go into 4 and look for an item?
Always double checking. Oh? Oh.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay. Not sure what he's hoping to find here, unless it's that magic container. If
yeah.
Indeed, it is here.
Well, here's the boss.
Oh, this. Well,
oh, I think he's like, wait, I don't have reflect.
Yep, there it is.
I'm not even sure we've seen Nibiru. Is the man? I'm wondering. Oh, he might have. Uh-oh. I think he has forgotten the hint. He definitely came in here to get that hint earlier. They both did. TA passed it up in the beginning, but he did come in a second time because he's got upstab now. He's been in here already. Yeah, he didn't mark it on his tracker. I can't see his tracker. He's using the emo tracker, and so it does have the ability to like right click and cycle through locations for those spell items, and he does not. It's completely blank for him, so he did not mark it down. Or did he just check? Did you talk to the woman a second ago? I totally missed that.
He did.
Okay. I was too busy trying to zone in on his tracker there. All right, so east. I think we're going back.
We need to remember where New Pasuto is.
Yeah.
And possibly have to find the Risen P-Bag Cave.
I want to see this 3-eyed rock check. It's just to the left here.
Not going to give it to us.
Yeah, this is where it was pretty unfortunate that Rywek took the game over on Barba, because he would have been, like, he would have had these opportunities to make up a little bit of time here moving through this. I think Rywek might have been trying to either bounce off of a Bago Bago or make that jump, but you can make the jump down to the lower half. He does have the glove, so it is a fairy/glove block. Yeah, you can just make that jump down there.
Yeah, TA is looking for that cave now. Not sure if he's thinking about Three-Eyed Rock as a possibility for that.
Yeah. It could also be that, even though his tracker says he has... Oh, here's Nibiru. This is fire. Even though he has the flute on his tracker lit up, and we did see him pick it up out of 3, you know, it could be easily one of those points in time where you just don't... It's right there in front of your face, and you just don't put it together, and you just don't look over at your tracker, and you just think that I don't have the flute for this stupid Three-Eyed Rock, so I'm not even going to check it. But in fact, you do have the flute for the Three-Eyed Rock.
TA is going to grab fire. I don't think he ever casts jump, so he doesn't know that it's tied to fire that way.
I think he's doing that now, though. I think he's going through his spells, or maybe not. Okay. Unfortunately, Rywek's seen that same fairy block that end here in 5, kind of doing the same motions as T8 was going through. Yep, and seeing that it is in fact jump. And that is what I called much earlier on, where he used fairy to get downstab. And I mean, I guess you don't even have to swing your weapon, even if you cast jump to get downstab in Mito. So that would have not really necessarily told him that it was fire, but Rywek did use jump in, I forget where he used it, whether it was specifically for Mito getting downstab and swinging his weapon, or if it was somewhere else, but he did see that connection much earlier on. Rywek on the right path here. We know this goes down and right, and then just a few more rooms, and it will be to Guma. I think New Kasuto's right up on this island, this forested island. Now we can only check the spell tower, and are we sure we have 3 containers and a child, and we really do only have 4 locations left, so this has to be a container. Then again, it could both be containers in here, right? I mean, it could be a container in the spell tower that gets us another container out of the basement, and then TA will be still a little puzzled as to where this Risen P-Bag Cave is going to be.
Could be the opportunity Rywek needs to get ahead, but he doesn't have the flute, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
So that might be the worst case scenario, actually. That's a magic container on Spell Tower.
Rywek taking a few bops on this Guma fight here, but he's doing jump strats, going in for the swing, jumping out of there, ensuring we're in the clear from Guma's flail. And he gets it. All right, moment of truth. Oh, ho, ho. Bailed out. It was in fact 6 containers. Grandma was babysitting today. Yeah, so I guess that confirms it, right? P4 and Risen, last 2 locations on the map. And they're both going to be our last 2 magic containers, so we'll see if TA gets the magic container out of 4. Yeah, confirming, yeah, magic 7 Thunder at 64. And again, we only have 80 magic, so if Thunderbird's a little buried, we might have to do some resource management in GP as well to ensure that we can make it to Thunderbird with a nice juicy 64 magic.
I don't expect TA to dig for the item in 4 just because, like, Karok was pretty much right there at the start.
Oh, that's right, he was. That's right, he already saw that path. Just go down and right. That's right. Yeah, good call. All right, I'll mark Reflect for TA here. He's about to get that. Rywek just picked up the raft from the water tile. He's walking around the east, I think, for the first time. So hopefully he finds New Kasuto sooner than later and can just full clear the place, get that 6 magic container for him, and then just open up the basement, get the child, and he'll have the picture a little bit sooner than TA, but with the game over in 6, with the extra Death Mountain dig, and the fact that he's still got to do 3. 3 wasn't too bad, and Rywek won't need to dig out the item now, but still. If GP is a nightmare, and most of the time, in my opinion, it's not really much of a nightmare, but it can be a little bit challenging. Maybe TA, he's going to be in here in the next few minutes here, next 2 minutes, I'd say. If it's bad for him, this will give Rywek a little bit of time to catch back up, but it's going to have to be pretty bad for TA, I think.
Yeah, just some different routing decisions can certainly make a big difference.
Yeah. Alright, well, Rywek sees New Kasuto there. Final gem for TA. Again, GP is just southwest of here. Here it is, walking in about 7105 on the timer there. Taking his last attack level. TA is walking in GP. Let's do a little audio switcheroo here. Now TA is going to be a little bit lower. That is really as loud as I can make TA. He is maxed out right now, so hopefully chat can hear him. Looks like linear start so far. Okay, I mean, it's a little busy in here. The thing is, though, Rywek's going to have to deal with these same rooms, so unless TA flubs this and Rywek masterfully just cruises through these rooms, they're both going to have a little bit of trouble in here. Take a little damage, use a little resources up.
Ain't making it through without too many scratches, though.
Yeah, not too bad there.
There's Thunderbird.
Wow, yep. So much for that 64 cost out of our 80 magic being any sort of deal breaker later on in the palace. I guess it could have caught him a little bit if he uses a few too many resources early on getting through those first 2 rooms. Like a life cast would have been too much probably to be able to cast Thunder, but not a big deal. And it's so early on. Not that he's going to game over here, but if anybody does game over on an early Thunderbird, it's not too punishing. All right. Thunderbird down. Right into a drop room. Might take some damage here. There could be an enemy that trolls us. There he is.
Yes.
I wonder if TA is familiar with this room here. He might try to push over to the other side. This is not a pass-through room. This is just a straight-up drop. Just any pit you see at any point in time, anywhere in the game, is just an automatic drop. The only thing that kills you is water or lava. I've seen this talked about before where there was another drop room in GP that was a pass-through, and I think someone ignored it for an extended period of time because they thought they were going to die if they fell into the pit. But if it's just an open black pit, I know that would be scary in real life to jump down into, but in Zelda 2, that just means drop room. All right, upstep for Rywek. Also going to be turning in the child for Reflect. We'll mark that down as well. Wow, completely linear palace so far. This is pretty interesting.
There's just that left in the landing room.
Oh, that's right. There was, yeah, that the pyramid room. Or Twin Peaks room. It's funny, TA has been doing some, when we do casual races, he's been doing some, he says memeing, where he goes left in palaces, where he's gotten the gamble to pay off a few times, where left has been much faster than any of the rights in the regular palaces and whatnot. But here, throughout this, oh my god, okay.
Oh wow, there it is.
Just hold right.
Just hold right.
Hold right. Wow. Okay. All right, game.
No memes today.
That would have been funny, though, had he memed left. That would have been that's the rest of the palace. What was this palace? 7 rooms long, something like that? Yeah, not too big of a not too big. At least the route was not too big a route.
Just over 4 minutes in GP. Not bad at all.
Yep, and GG to TA taking game 1 here, an official racetime.gg race room time of 75:41, and Rywek throwing in the towel here right there at that point in time. We can see if we can get these folks in for an interview here. All right, we'll see if we get this situated on the bootleg restream here. All right, they are going to join us. Just let me give them the instructions. It's a little different here. Okay, we'll get Rywek in here. GG Rywek.
GG's.
Thank you. GG's to tank, really. Wow. I got my butt kicked. Not just by tape, but by the seed itself.
I would say you weren't doing too bad overall. Like just a little slower in the beginning, but I think the things that cost you overall time would have been the death to Barba, the game over to Barba, and the dig into DM, whereas the rock was kind of there easily in the southwest corner.
Yeah, that's for sure. What can you do? What can you do?
Yeah,
but yeah, I've had a number of game overs during this one, so it did not help. So, takes down there.
Yeah, let me get TA in here. GGTA, welcome in.
GGTA.
I'm not seeing a light up or anything here if you are talking to us.
He does say sec. He doesn't remember what PTT is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if there was a super linear start. You did have access to Ferry on the west. Both of you did end up in the east early on a little bit. and did a little bit of digging over there. Rywek, you tried to do a little bit on the maze, but early on, those a few bops here, a few bops there, those enemies do a ton of damage, and so you did get kicked out of there, and you went back to the west. And I think that at that point you went to the east then, and kind of followed TA. TA had done a little bit of digging on the east as well. Had the trophy from Desert Tile before seeing Rudo for jump, and so did a little bit faster on the west. Did find the other side of Saria before you did for Fairy. It was just a few steps behind him for a lot of that. You were both in. We had dueling Barbas at exactly the same point in time. Rywek, you were in there first. TA was in there afterward, and unfortunately, the death, and it just resulted in the game over there.
For sure. Hey, these things happen. I don't have a ton of time to practice Z2R, but like I'm giving it everything I've got.
I mean, you made it in the top 8, seeded 7th in the top 8. So, that's something here. But like you say, other people have been dedicating a lot of time to Z2R.
Oh yeah, I've seen TA. Like I was checking out some of his streams. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm up against this person. Woo!
TA, do we have you yet? I saw some. All right, he's saying 1 second.
He's trying.
Instead of old man has problems with technology, young whippersnapper has problems with technology here. So the turntables have turned.
Turntables have turned.
Yeah, no. He stepped out for a moment. I'll have to drag him back in whenever I get a chance. He's probably just restarting Discord. But your thoughts here on the seed here in terms of the way that you routed this, what was available and everything.
Honestly, it was lots of panic mode, especially for the first 30 minutes. I didn't see myself progressing anywhere. It was game over after game over after game over. And at some point, because I kept jumping everywhere, it was just lots of backtracking to every point that I eventually died. So it didn't help my case. It didn't help my case. I'm actually really, really eager to hear the commentary after this, because I'm totally going to go check it out. Because I hope you gave me some tips in there, because I've been needing some.
Yeah, I would say, sorry, TA, do we have you currently? He was joining on his phone. I think so.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Yes.
GG's.
GTA.
Yeah, GG, Rywek. GG.
Yeah, the one final thing I was going to say to you, Rywek, is that I think the only criticism we really had was that you did have the hint for, both you got the hammer early on. You did get the hint first for Magic Key and Death Mountain. And I think the play you made is to just kind of gamble on P5 there. You did get a magic container out of there, but otherwise there was a bit of time wasted in P5 when we did kind of know where there was some potential logic to be had, or some potential an item to be had to enter into logic. So I think there was maybe a little time wasted there, but otherwise, I mean, this is the Upstarts tournament, so mistakes are expected to be made. I mean, I don't want to call out TA. He'll tell us all about it in a moment, but he was walking around the east for a little while looking for a risen P-Bag cave that he could not find.
Oh.
Yeah, thank God the kid was not in Risen, because I could not find that for the life of me.
So go ahead, B, think so.
Yeah, our expectation here in a commentary booth is that the Risen cave is actually hidden behind Three-Eyed Rock.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I always forget about that.
Yeah, you had the flute out of 3. You had the flute out of 3, and you kept kind of walking around that Three-Eyed Rock. We're like, does he forget he has the flute? Ooh. Is he just not putting it together? Is he not going to check? And so you just kind of kept dancing around the Three-Eyed Rock area there. We're like, I don't know. We're kind of hoping, like you say, that if the kid that he was in the basement, otherwise it would have been somewhat disastrous.
Yeah, I always associate that with a potential palace, and I saw the 2 palaces outside of Death Valley, so I figured, okay, I don't need the flute. That would have really sucked had the kid been in Risen, because that would have taken me a long time to figure out.
Yeah, see, this is sort of the punishment you get for doing the casual races with us when we do the slightly different flag set. It's pretty much the same, except the 3-eyed rock and the forest tile logic is a little different than that other flag set we play. So I can see how that is bled through. And yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's good to. I mean, it's good to experience that now when it wasn't required. That is good to get that out of the way for later on in the tournament.
That is one of those things. That is what, like, if you either get burned by something or almost get burned by something in an actual tournament race, you tend to never forget that ever again.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I have experience playing, in tournament matches with other games, and there are races I've done, 6, 7 years ago, mistakes that I have made that are still just in the back of my head. And, you know, anytime I'm approaching a seed, I'm thinking of these things. So, I don't repeat the same mistake. So I totally get what you're saying there.
Yeah, so we were talking to Rywek about how he was feeling in the seed here. I guess just kind of walk us through some of that early game you saw. I mean, you both saw the maze at the same time, both DM and then maze and the east and all that. You looked like you headed east first. You skipped out on Old Kasuto there. Was that afraid of kind of being hit by one of those invisible moas? They hurt a lot at life too.
Yeah, I didn't want to die there. Granted, it was the connector from, I guess it was technically on DM, but it didn't take long to get to the east from the starting palace. But that was the logic there, as I figured I may have not been able to get through that without dying a bunch of times. So I figured, okay, Old Kasuto is right by the beginning of the DM to East connector, the bridge. So I said, I'll just get that when I have a little more, when I have more levels, because I think I was only 112, 111, something like that. Yeah, that was the logic there. I didn't feel like dying, and I don't know how to kill that the Moa. I guess I don't really understand the pattern of it. So yeah, just trying to get build up my levels, and then I was going to attack that.
Yeah,
And in terms of just like how I routed out the seed in the beginning, um, yeah, I went south first at the beginning and ended up hitting the east. Unfortunately, that didn't really work out too well, because if you had gone north from start, you get fairy spell, you get the boots out of one, and obviously the boots are very helpful on that east. So I knew right away that I wasted a little bit of time going the wrong way towards the doing the east before doing the northern part of the west first. So I knew I lost a few minutes there. Wasn't too concerned. I figured it happens, whatever. But yeah, obviously doing the east first go without the boots, not great. Glove lock in one, no big deal. I figured Rywek was going to get glove locked as well. That would make sense. Would rather, not go into P1 with the glove. So wasn't too concerned about that. P2 was able to skate by barely in that one. The lack of magic containers and the relatively expensive fairy was kind of worrisome for a little bit, because I could only cast fairy once per cycle, I guess, per life. And yeah, but luckily that didn't trip me up too much, and I was able to find 2 magic containers, because I found one in P5, then I found one in the basement, but or not the basement, spell tower, excuse me. Sorry, did you guys hear all that, by the way?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
came through loud
Okay,
and
so
clear.
my phone minimum, whatever. Okay. But yeah, I guess the fairy was a little concerning for a bit, and I did get punished a little bit in P5 first go, so I only had one fairy cast in there, and there were some key doors, and I had to take some intentional deaths to reset my magic, and that didn't, I was only on attack 4, and I knew, I had Guma to fight, and you never want to go into a Guma fight with 1 life. At least I don't. Maybe other people don't mind, but I would never feel good about going into a Guma fight with 1 life, attack 4. So I ended up saying, all right, I'm just going to get out of P5 and get some more levels and then come back. So yeah, but overall, pretty straightforward. Just got to find the glove on the maze, and don't forget to pick up the reflect spell before going into P4, and yeah, smooth sailing. Other than that,
Yeah, that reflect spell, that was funny. Rywek did dig the maze early on, but was unable to make it to either of the drops there. They were both in the same little pathway there on the kind of access from the west side of the maze. And unfortunately, while you were digging the east with low levels, Rywek was going into the maze with low levels, and it was a little tricky to get over there. By the time you were digging around there, you had the boots and whatnot, so it was a little bit easier to navigate there. But yeah, could have had that glove early on. You both had the hint for the Death Mountain magic key. Eventually, Rywek did go into DM and get that right out of Hammer Cave. There's only a few steps right from where you walked in from the west. Was there, with the expensive ferry cast cost, was there any concern, any idea that you might route that in, TA?
that was in the back of my head. I figured that I either needed a couple of magic containers or I needed that that magical key. So it was in the back of my head, but I figured since I didn't have the glove yet, I just wanted to kind of hit the other checks since there would only be one possible check on DM containing the glove. So, I was telling myself, let's get the 2 items out of the maze. We have other stuff to do on the west and the east. So that's my logic there is, I'm probably not going to need this magic key if I get a couple of magic containers. So, and I don't know if it's the rock or if it's Hammer Cave. I don't know where Hammer Cave is. I don't know where the rock is. It can be a pain in the ass to get. You never know with DM. There's so much variance there. You can spend 10 minutes looking for Hammer Cave, getting completely lost, or maybe it's right there. So I just wanted to obtain more information about the seed before saying, okay, let's go to DM and see if we can pick up the magical key there. So that's what I was thinking about, at least.
Yeah, and I will say, Rywek, I should have mentioned this early on when you came in. You were thinking you got your butt kicked. I will say that P3 wasn't too bad to find the boss, and P4 was literally 3 rooms into the palace, and GP was about 7 rooms long total, completely linear. As long as you just held right, it was about 7 rooms. So you weren't really that far behind, all things considered.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Cool.
think you had a solid. I think within less than 10 minutes, I think you're done with this seed completely. So, yeah, just maybe moving a little slower. You did take a game over on that grass tile early on. We did notice that the 700 point P bag sitting there.
I felt so much shame. It's like, oh man.
Oof.
I was on that game screen for an extra second. Like, I hope nobody laughed at that.
just a little Octorok shot took you out. Game over you over there. That was it was amusing, but yeah. But still, I think you both played it well. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts from you, Rywek, on this one?
Oh, not really. I'm looking forward to our match tomorrow night at what time did we say? 6
6 Eastern.
Yep.
at 6. Yeah. So I look forward to our match tomorrow night at 6. I again probably won't have any time to practice beforehand, but hey, that's just my style. I go with the flow. I give it my all, even if I don't really have time to give it my all.
It's kind of funny how that works. Sometimes I feel like the less I practice or the less I care, sometimes the better I do. So that's just me.
Okay. So from the beginning, people have said that Z2R is a very reactionary game, very combat heavy. It is very combat heavy, and I have no idea how to beat some of these mobs.
It definitely is. I 100% agree with you there.
Mhm.
Especially if 3 different enemies attacking you at the same time. You have a
Oh,
gorilla
yeah.
throwing a boomerang, and then you have a moblin throwing a spear. It's oh my god.
I did try today during the seed neutral jumping that I just found out existed. That was kind of cool. I don't think I mastered it, but I tried it.
Yeah, it's very it's very useful to it's a very useful trick to know. Yeah.
This is great to hear. TA, any final thoughts on the seed of this race tonight, or moving into tomorrow?
Yeah, now I'm just probably gonna, approach it the same way I did tonight. Just take a nice and methodical approach, and I made a couple of mistakes this seed. Hopefully we can patch that up and not make hopefully we just don't make as many careless mistakes as I did tonight. Luckily, It didn't really cost me too much time, but the damage could have been much worse. Yeah, other than that, GG Rywek, and thank you guys for Mirai and Me Think So for the broadcast here. Appreciate it, and yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow night.
All right. Not to leave Me Think So out of this. Me Think So. Any final thoughts here on tonight's broadcast here? Your first comment. I didn't mention this to put you on the stage there. Debut on commentary for Z2R here. Did a great job, my man. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I do have one question for TA, and I'm just curious how much did you want to take that left in GP?
If I was against Mirai, I 100% would have taken that left. 100%. I did. Nothing against Rywek, but if I was against one of the top players of the game, capable of winning any tournament, I would have felt very behind that seed. So that's when I like to incorporate some unconventional routing, I guess, because I feel like, okay, if I go the same exact way as someone that is much better than me at this game, I will have no chance. So I have to kind of force that divergence. So yes, I would have gone left. I was actually thinking about it. That was going on in the back of my head. It's like, if I was against Mirai, I would go left here, but I instead decided to go right, and luckily Thunderbird was right there. So good thing I did not go left.
See, I took the same approach against you. I dug 5 because, listen, there's no way I'm going to win this. I'm going to gamble and take a dive into 5.
Yeah, that is exactly the way I play. Like, if I feel like I am behind, I just try to force that divergence. I try to do something different, because if I just go the conventional route, like if I hold right against Mirai in that GP, well, he would have finished 20 minutes ago if the answer was right. So I don't know. That's that's what I'm thinking about, at least when I'm in these races.
You people are too funny. You're too funny, I tell you. Anyway, GG's to both of our runners here today, Rywek, TA, and good luck tomorrow. Again, tomorrow evening, East Coast time, 6 p.m. That's UTC -4 for any Europeans who want to be watching that late over there, or for any West Coasters who want to be watching at 3 p.m. Your time. Thanks to Me Think So for jumping in on comms on this one. Thanks to everyone else coming out to watch this. Again, best of 3 series, so the game 2 tomorrow night. Tune in for that one. Could be here, could be on the ZSR, the Zelda Speedruns main restreaming network. But until then, folks, we'll see you. Thanks for watching.